Hello, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what the Ben Franklin project is for English 251. The first thing you need to do is to look in your textbook and find the autobiography of Ben Franklin, especially the pages I have noted on Blackboard. You can look in the table of contents, or you can look in the back of the book at the index. In the index it will say autobiography Franklin, and so that will start with A, so it'll be one of the first ones. Read the content there. You will also see on Blackboard the Ben Franklin project. The journal entries will be 13 separate submission links. The reflective essay will be its own link. This is also, all these content things on the left are links to more information. So here is more information. You are going to have two options. So you're not going to do both options. You're going to do one option. If you choose later to do one on your own, you could do that at any time. But for a grade, you're going to do one of two options. You're either going to follow Franklin's daily schedule for 13 days, or you're going to follow the 13 virtues. They're all around the same section of the autobiography. In this version of the textbook, we have the virtues first, and then a few pages later, you will see the daily schedule. So look in your textbook, read why Franklin had this experiment for himself. What was his purpose? Really try to understand him and get in his head. You can click on the title here and you can see the two options in more detail. You have the daily schedule project. I will let you read that for yourself. You're actually going to have 13 daily reflections. And the reason for that is there are 13 virtues. So I'm going to modify this so that it has 13 daily entries, which are going to be posted individually so you can see. Like day one, you're either going to reflect on the schedule you kept, or you're going to reflect on the first virtue, which is temperance. And the virtues I want you to do in order, the order Franklin did them in. I don't want you to pretend that you are alive in 1771. I want you to be alive today and apply these early American principles to your own life and see what value you can get from those experiences. So you're going to write 150 words no matter which option you choose, either the schedule or the virtues. And you may do this a little early, but you may not upload after February 7th if that's your deadline for the first one. If you are watching this for a future semester, then you might have a different deadline. So check your deadlines. The links to upload will disappear when the deadline hits. So that is the reason I'm giving you 13. In addition to there being 13 virtues, I'm going to drop one of your whatever lowest grade for the daily reflection. So if you miss one, don't panic, just do the other 12. But know that you don't get to go back and redo one. I also don't want you to do them all in the same day. I want you to have a different day. I do not want to see uploads all different days. In fact, I thought about having the links not appear, but especially for online classes, some of you work a week ahead or so. I really don't want you working more than 10 days ahead, really, from the rest of the class, because it's pretty evident that you're not really reflecting on what the other students are doing or getting the benefit of things like reading each other's discussion posts. So I really want you to invest in the class as much as you should. And as you know from the syllabus, for a 3-credit-hour class, you should be spending 8 to 10 hours on that class each week. And this is no exception. So in addition to all the reading, you have a lot of writing and reflection to do, and a lot of reflecting on what your classmates say by looking at discussion boards. So each day you're going to have one. They will disappear, and I'm only doing 4 per week because some of you work on the weekends or work during the week or whatever. So I'm trying to make it manageable for you. So instead of doing 13 days in a row, which you have the option to do, you could do the 13 days in a row, and I will have the next links open for you as you go. But you could just do 4 days a week. So those are your options. Back to some of the details. If you click again on the left to see Ben Franklin's project, and then click here, you can see the different options. So if you wanted to do the schedule, you can again click here and see more. You can see the video on how Ben Franklin structured his day, the daily mindset. So you have a lot of good details here about how other people have used this same concept and made a difference in their lives to try to be like Ben Franklin for a little bit. Now, not every bit of Ben Franklin we want to emulate, but things like following 13 virtues or a daily schedule is certainly useful. Now, I have the virtues graph here and a worksheet. I am not asking you to give me these. Do not scan and turn them in. You're just writing reflections. But I have it here. This is exactly what's in your textbook. So you don't really even need this, but I have it where if you were to try to do this on your own, you could. You might decide that you want to continue following Franklin's virtues. You might find it that useful. So this is basically the same information here that I am giving you. This is really just another instructor's guide for keeping up with the schedule or the virtues. But you can see the details of what I'm expecting in the main part where you click here. And also in each module, I will tell you, focus either on the schedule or on this virtue on this day and write 150 words about it and let me know how it went, what was useful, what was not useful. If you try to do them all in one day, it really reflects that you're not giving it the time and awareness that it needs. And that's true if you rush through all of your college courses or treat them like you're just trying to check a box to get a degree. You are really missing out on the opportunity to really broaden your horizons and make yourself a better person. Because really, some of the classes that I took in college that I just didn't really feel like I needed, some of those ended up having an impact years later that I never would have thought they would. So do take all of your courses seriously and try to get the most out of them. You'll never have this chance again. I know it's easier to say from my end of college, but you really can get a lot of value for life in general if you really put in the effort that we really require for you to do for college level writing and thinking and reading. All right, so let me know if you have questions after this. You can email me. However, I encourage you to look at announcements. Always look at the class announcements first. You may find your answers in the class announcements and then not have to wait on my email response, which will be super helpful for you because no one likes to wait. So anyway, if you don't find your answer in announcements, then email me and I may post the answer to your question in announcements so that other students who come along and have that same question can know the answer without having to bother with the email. All right, good luck. I look forward to reading your reflections. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. Again, you may start early, but don't do them all in one day. And this will be a project that spans over 3 weeks. You will have 4 reflections per week. So if you wanted to do all 13 in one day, I will make sure the next ones are open. For example, by day 4, I will open day 5, 6, 7, and 8 in the next module to make sure you have it and can continue on if you want to do 13 days in a row. All right, good luck. Thanks.